More strange accents,
All coming out and up your floor now. There's all the place so up and down around once a planet.
more meta casting,
When I find out who bent this skewer, I'm ramming it right in his eye.
and more surprising crossovers.
I don't believe you. You are an alien.
Here are more of Frasier's inside jokes you might have missed. The voice behind every caller. Frasier's celebrity callers were a defining feature of the show. Mary Tyler Moore, Jeff Daniels, Lily Tomlin, Patti LuPone, Eric Idle, Halle Berry. Over the course of 11 seasons, over 100 voices played KACL callers asking Dr. Crane for advice.
Hi, Dr. Crane. My problem is that my husband wants to take me on a cruise for our anniversary.
Well, that sounds enchanting.
But none of those celebrities were actually in the booth opposite Kelsey Grammer when they recorded their scenes. The voices were recorded later during post-production. During filming, a stand-in was required to read the caller's lines on set, so Frasier had something to react to in real time.
I work at this all-night mini-mart, and I've been watching myself on the video camera, and the camera me is doing things I don't approve of.
That stand-in was Arlene Sorkin, the wife of Frasier's executive producer Christopher Lloyd. She was also the original voice of Harley Quinn opposite Mark Hamill in Batman the Animated Series.
Right-a-rooney. Give me some sugar, baby.
Sorkin sat in that radio booth, episode after episode, year after year, and read every caller line. A real unsung hero. So in the series finale, the writers gave her a beautiful tribute.
Mr. Kitty Cat. Who's next?
I am.
Oh, gosh.
Sorkin appears on screen as the woman with the pet monkey in the vet's waiting room as Niles and Daphne prepare to have their baby.
Everything okay in here?
We're fine.
Okay, if you need any help, I'm a registered nurse.
Oh, get the hell back in here!
Sorkin doesn't get a big speech, but she does get a long overdue appearance and an unforgettable role in the story of the Crane family.
Really, if there's ever anything that we can do for you...
You can do me one quick favor. My Jason is kind of overdue for his lunch.
A fitting goodbye to such an unseen but vital part of the Frasier gang. Daphne's family speaks in tongues. We've already covered Jane Leaves's British roots, and John Mahoney suppressing his real Manchester roots to play American.
I'm so sick of me hair. Do you think I should get it cut like Princess Di? Ooh, do you think that'd make me cheeks look too fat?
But the more we see of the Moons through the series, the stranger the accents become.
You don't mind me saying, Marty, you're a saint for putting up with that, man. Your life must be very trying indeed.
Oh, do not get me started.
Daphne is from Manchester in England. Her family is also from Manchester. But watch any Moon family scene and you will find a baffling mix of accents. Daphne's mother Gertrude has a Northern English accent, so at least we're consistent so far.
Oh, of course. You're the one who's kind enough to keep my daughter employed.
It's not kindness. She does a great job.
Well, she does what she can with what God gave her.
Her father Harry is played by the famously Scottish Brian Cox, best known as Succession's Logan Roy.
Gentlemen, this lad has traveled all the way from America to reunite me with my wife.
He also keeps it Northern English, though more Yorkshire than Manchester. Again, not too bad. But things get a bit more exotic with the Moon brothers.
And good thing, too, as it was an especially good time for me to get out of England.
God, he talks just like a prince.
Her brother Simon, played by the Australian Anthony LaPaglia, does a confident, theatrical Cockney accent.
I think I'm coming down with a cold.
Nothing another night of drinking won't cure, I'm sure.
Then there's her favorite brother Stephen, who finally appears in the series finale and is played by Oscar-nominated Richard E. Grant.
So we took the liberty of leaving our things in your guest room.
How did you get in?
Grant was born in Swaziland and has spent his career delivering lines in a clipped, received pronunciation British accent.
He's a Moon, all right. Every lad in our family was at least 2 weeks late. Once we get comfy, nothing budges us. Right, lads?
Her final brother, Michael, is played by Robbie Coltrane, another Scottish actor, best known for his role as Hagrid in Harry Potter.
It's only coming out. It's not your fault. It's all the place. It's so up and down and around complaining.
Now this one takes the cake. The Frasier fan wiki politely describes Michael's accent as muddled Brummy. In other words, someone from Birmingham who's impossible to understand.
Do you have any idea what he's saying? Not a word.
So one household somehow produced a Mancunian, a Cockney, a Brummie, a Yorkshireman, and an upper-class Brit who also might be from Swaziland. LaPaglia, incidentally, won the Emmy for the role.
This here is Paris.
Oh, Paris. Does that make you French?
No, but a couple of beers might.
Gil's phony accent. The writers couldn't resist one more British accent quirk. Gil Chesterton, Seattle's favorite food critic, sounds on first listen like a transplanted Englishman.
A word of caution on the hummus, to be avoided, as a leper would avoid a magic teacup ride.
Gil, Frasier made that.
But Edward Hibbert, who plays him, is American-born. The accent is pure invention. The series made fun of the choice directly. In Season 1, Frasier talks to Roz about his phony accent.
Plump, gooey, and guaranteed to rot your teeth.
Yes, I don't like his phony British accent much either.
The title card confessions. Most of the time, the show's signature title cards exist to set up where we are or what's coming. But every so often, they became their own inside jokes. The first example lands in Season 1's A Midwinter Night's Dream. Niles and Daphne find themselves alone at his mansion as the power dies. Then, after a beat, this is the writers borrowing a classic romantic cliché and then owning up to it immediately.
Dr. Crane, your glockenspiel has sprung to life.
Perhaps the most famous example came later. Seattle is such a big part of the series, so of course there had to be a reference to the hit 1993 Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan movie at some point. They put it off as long as they could, but eventually gave in. There are dozens more in this vein. The Perils of Refinement. Where else would coroners get together? And in Season 3, 2 consecutive cards reading, "No one said anything particularly amusing for 2 weeks," and then, followed by, "Another curiously humorless week passed until..." The Sideshow Bob Cinematic Universe. We mentioned Kelsey Grammer voicing Sideshow Bob last time. What we didn't do is unpack just how deep the connection between Frasier and The Simpsons runs.
Didn't care for the thwack the sledgehammer made. No worries, I'll just kill him again.
The David Hyde Pierce-voiced Cecil was introduced in 1997's Brother from Another Series.
Cecil? Is it really you? Hello, brother. I'm happy to see you.
Pierce was cast to mirror the Frasier-Niles dynamic, and the writers ran with it.
Now make yourself at home. Perhaps a glass of Bordeaux? I have the 82 Chateau de Tour and a rather indifferent Rosan Segler.
Cecil's apartment is a clear nod to Frasier's apartment, with the piano, and perhaps also a nod to the Cheers bar as well. Then, in a brilliant Frasier Easter egg joke, Bart sneaks up behind Cecil to stop an evil plan in its tracks.
Guess who?
Maris?
So, The Simpsons is dropping a Frasier joke into a Simpsons episode featuring 2 characters voiced by the Crane brothers. But that's not it for the Crane family reunion. John Mahoney joined the franchise as the Terwilliger brothers' father, 3 Cranes playing 3 Terwilligers.
But then that Simpson boy started tormenting him, and he crossed over into dementia.
To what degree?
The good son, the good father. The pilot episode of the original Frasier, which aired in September 1993, is titled The Good Son. It centers on Frasier taking his recently shot father into his apartment, beginning the strained but loving cohabitation that anchored 11 seasons. The pilot episode of the Frasier reboot, which aired in October 2023, is titled The Good Father. It follows Frasier back in Boston, trying to repair his relationship with now grown-up son Freddie. So we get one title and its mirror image across 30 years. Frasier the son becoming Frasier the father. The meta-casting Frasier couldn't resist. We'll come to the famous callers soon, but the writers also loved sneaking guests in front of the camera for their own inside jokes.
Am I picking up a vibe here?
Take Season 10's The Harassed. The KACL legal team forces everyone into a mandatory sexual harassment seminar hosted by a soft-spoken, patient man named Van.
Hey, there's my man. Welcome, please take a workbook. Got an old one. Hey.
Van is played by Mike Judge, the man behind Beavis and Butthead, Hank Hill, and the corporate hellscape of Office Space.
Oh, hello. I'm Butthead.
The person whose career was built on the most aggressively unreconstructed characters in modern television was the one hired to teach KACL how to behave at work.
What do you think I am, some sort of disgusting Lothario?
Then there's Maris Returns in Season 11, where Frasier's famously never-seen sister-in-law makes one final, absurdly dramatic comeback.
I haven't heard her this panicked since her strength gave out halfway through a revolving door.
Maris is accused of murder, and as Frasier gets caught in the fallout, he turns to a colleague named Brad, played by none other than Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson.
Thanks. I'm Brad Kincaid. That's not my real name.
I'll just get it off your insurance form.
This casting closes a loop the two shows had been building for years. Bringing Homer into Frasier was the writer's way of returning the favor. Then there's Patti LuPone, who turns up in Season 5's Beware of Greeks as Frasier and Niles meet cleaver-wielding Aunt Zora.
Mop up this slop!
So your heart should be brimming with motherly emotions.
When I find out who bent this skewer, I'm ramming it right in his eye!
LuPone is Broadway royalty, a Tony winner who picked up an Emmy nomination for this role. She'd actually already made an appearance 4 years earlier as Pam, the first radio caller in Season 1's Dinner at 8.
Well, they're your husband's parents. What does he suggest?
The other day, he had us drop to the floor and stay quiet until they drove away.
And she and Kelsey Grammer were classmates at Juilliard. There are many more meta-casting choices across the 11 seasons. If you want to learn more about them, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our upcoming deep dive into them. The meta-casting of the callers. But of course, the callers were where Frasier's casting team had the most fun. Take Season 1's Space Quest. Frasier opens the lines and gets a man named Leonard, who hasn't seen another human being in 8 months.
Well, Leonard, it sounds like you may have a very serious condition known as agoraphobia. But you're not alone.
But I am alone, Dr. Crane.
Leonard is Christopher Reeve, the most iconic Superman in cinema history, cast as a man who never leaves his fortress of solitude.
Like, if I went to the mall, I'd break out in a cold sweat. I'd get so scared that I'd have to run home.
Yes, Leonard, and your comments on intrusion.
Then there's Frasier Crane's Day Off, where Niles fills in for a sick Frasier and is treated to a rogues gallery of callers, including Tommy Hilfiger and Mary Tyler Moore.
Come on, Howard. Come on, Howard.
I love you too, Lois.
And in case that wasn't enough for one episode, when Frasier returns to work too early because he can't stand Niles' success, he gets another.
I'm Janice.
Well, Janice, what's your problem?
Well, I'm having a problem breaking through a barrier with my in-laws.
Boring!
Janice, who is played by Patricia Hearst, the most famous American kidnap victim of the 20th century. A woman who'd literally spent weeks behind barriers, hired to play a woman who couldn't break through one. The cyborg, the mutant, and the USS Bozeman.
Frasier, do you have any idea how sexy you look in that tux?
Yes, I do.
By the time Patrick Stewart appears as a charming opera director in Season 11's The Doctor Is Out, he had already been caught in some inside joke crossfire a few years earlier.
I can't get cast as anything but an android, a cyborg, or when I get the chance to really spread my wings, a mutant.
Stewart is best known for playing Captain Picard in Star Trek and Professor X, who heads up the X-Men.
Is clearly about to initiate warp travel. We feel the time is right for first contact.
It's hard to believe it's just coincidence that Grammer himself joined in X-Men, The Last Stand, as Beast, shortly after Stewart guest starred so successfully on Frasier.
Thank you for seeing me on such short notice.
Henry, you are always welcome here. You're a part of this place.
I have news.
Is it Eric?
It's even harder to believe because the rabbit hole goes deeper still. Just before Frasier began, in 1992, Grammer did a guest spot on Star Trek, The Next Generation, playing Captain Morgan Bateson of the USS Bozeman, a starship that vanishes in a temporal anomaly and gets rescued by Stewart's Enterprise 90 years later.
This is Captain Morgan Bateson of the Federation starship Bozeman. Can we render assistance?
I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Federation starship Enterprise.
So when Stewart and Grammer cross paths at Cafe Nervosa, it isn't really a celebrity cameo. It's a reunion. Their characters have technically met before, in space, and they will meet again soon after. Lilith in space. The Frasier Star Trek traffic went beyond just Kelsey Grammer and Patrick Stewart.
I'm not afraid of you.
Good. Because there's nothing to be afraid of.
We shouldn't fear the unknown.
Phoebe Newworth, aka Lilith, and a self-professed Trekkie, also appeared on Star Trek The Next Generation back in 1991.
Are you really an alien? It's all right to tell me.
So when Brent Spiner appears in Season 10 as the unusually pale airline passenger sat next to Lilith, the joke is more than just skin deep.
Sorry, I'm a nervous flyer.
Yes, I see. Oh, you're white as a sheet.
Actually, I'm always this pale.
More Wings overlaps. We already covered the origin of the name Roz Doyle, a tribute to a beloved producer on Wings. What it didn't cover is just how much of Frasier's DNA came from its sister sitcom.
Sky King is a psychiatrist.
Yes, Dr. Frasier Crane.
Wings had the same 3 creators as Frasier. Also, same network, same studio lot, Stage 19 at Paramount. And the same composer, Bruce Miller, who would go on to write the Tossed Salads and Scrambled Eggs theme. The Wings theme song itself was a piece of Schubert, Piano Sonata No. 20 in A major, 4th movement. And later, in a quiet Frasier scene, Niles sits down at the Crane apartment piano and plays it. The Wings theme slipped quietly into the Crane living room by the man who scored both shows.
I love it when he plays the piano.
The cast overlap runs deep too. Perry Gilpin auditioned for Helen Chappell, the lead Wings role that eventually went to Crystal Bernard. She then guest starred in Season 3 as a different character entirely. A year later, the same producers cast her as Roz. And Kelsey Grammer himself appeared in Season 3 in an episode titled Planes, Trains, and Visiting Cranes.
Well, Cessna 402 is one of the safest aircraft in the sky today.
Who told you that, the salesman?
He picked up an Emmy nomination for it. So when Frasier launched in September 1993, the team had 3 full years of working together on a separate show.
Frasier, stop being such a baby. If we crash and die, we crash and die. This is a vacation, for God's sakes.
Frasier wasn't Cheers' first spin-off. It was the 3rd. And the second one was the practice run for Our Man in Seattle. So there you go. Which of these did you know already? And which made you hit pause? And if you'd watch a deeper dive on the Frasier continuity errors and retcons, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss it. As always,
I'm listening.